Hey everyone, I'm Justin. I want to welcome you to the podcast. Tonight we've got an exciting episode lined up for you. We're sitting down with Team Honeycracked and we'll be diving into their incredible journey as combat robotics builders. We'll learn all about their experiences in the arena and how they made the transition from fierce competitors to mentors and teachers in the sport. But that's not all. Later in the episode, we'll also be picking our top bots from each wage class that we're most excited to see at the upcoming NHRL competition on October 26th. Whether you're a diehard robot combat fan or just curious about what it takes to build and battle these machines, you won't want to miss this episode. But as you know, I can't do this all by myself. So joining me this episode is... First up, we've got the mastermind behind all the mayhem, our very own game master, Ryan Hunter. Well, hello there. Next, it's the encyclopedia of the builder community herself, Ashley Beckman.
Oh, hey.
Our boots on the ground reporter and resident tough question asker, Thomas Carroll.
Be a corpse.
And last but not least, we've got our 3D wizard and cage commander, Tony Baker.
Hey, everyone.
And our special guest tonight, we're thrilled to welcome some very special guests, amazing competitors at NHRL, mentors and educators, shaping the future of combat robotics in Maryland, and the masterminds behind their own robot program and competition. They're inspiring the next generation of builders and making waves both in and out of the cage. Please welcome Team Honeycracked.
Hi.
Hello.
Sitting down with us is Zoe Lambert, Cody Graham, and Zach Stahelchek. I said that right?
You did.
Awesome. Yes. First time. Cool. I love it. So we are going to, we have a lot to talk about tonight, asking a couple questions to Team Honeycracked, and we have a bunch of listener questions. And then we also have our preview of the October event, talking about some of the bots that are going to be there. So we have a lot to get to, so we're going to skip Ryan's game tonight.
Oh,
No. And the only news that we have, of course, is the October competition that we are going to be talking about, which, as of recording, is this weekend, October 26th. So we're all looking forward to that. But the one thing that we cannot skip is one of our favorite segments. Who's that
superhero?
So basically, this is an icebreaker, Zach. I know you haven't listened, but Cody and Zoe, I'm assuming maybe you listen, you know what's coming here. But so who's that superhero is our icebreaker question that we ask every guest that's on. And the question is, if you could be given a superpower, but it has to be an off-brand weird superpower, so not something like flying or speed, what would it be? Whoever wants to start has the floor.
Man, I knew this was coming and I still have to think about it. Because I feel like if I answer something weird enough, then there's always a catch to it. And then I think of that catch and I'm like, maybe I don't want that.
So you have the genie syndrome. You have this wish, but then there's some kind of downside to the wish.
I mean, if you don't got anything prepared, I'll go with something that I always just kind of want to mess with people. And so I would take the power to be able to put things in other people's pockets. So
that's awesome.
If they're just like, why do I have a banana in my pocket? Well, guess what?
Okay, my superpower is that Stack can't put things in my pockets.
But Stack, isn't it just being a street magician?
Yeah, but I mean, if I can put things under people's pockets, I don't necessarily have to be near them. I could just be like, hey, yep, this thing is now in her pocket 300 miles away.
Everyone will just think he's the most amazing magician.
Now, what's the limit on it though? Does it depend on the size of the pockets? Because I have pants that have really huge pockets, and I have pants with very small pockets, and including like the little tiny pocket that you're not quite sure what to do with in jeans. Or you can go back to the early 2000s and have big trip pants with giant pockets that you can fit like literally anything in.
And then there's things that are not closed that have pockets. What constitutes a pocket?
Yeah, I guess that's the question. What constitutes a pocket? I mean, if I have to limit myself, I'd say it'd have to be like a clothing pocket. So pants, shirt, jacket, something like a wearable. So I guess you could include backpacks and satchels and things like that.
Right.
But not like a car door pocket or something like that because you're not going to wear it. And I'd say the item that transported would have to be small enough that it fits in the pocket so that it isn't like destroying the pocket. Like I can't teleport an entire laptop into someone's front pocket or something like that. So it would have to be able to fit in there without someone being like, oh, hey, my pocket just exploded.
Reasonable pocketing. Got it.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, honestly, I would probably just start transporting like blueberries or strawberries, just random fruits or things that like someone's going to stick their hand in their pocket and be like, what did I just stick my hand into?
Yeah.
I really just want to screw with people.
Or just a bunch of change. Just keep on sending change to their pocket until they're all weighed down and they can't walk any.
Yeah, that's
No.
a good one. Yep.
Now,
Slime.
is a backpack just a series of pockets?
I would say yes. So,
Usually, yeah, I'd say that.
one
Yeah.
big pocket, one like a front pocket has a bunch of smaller pockets, so that rule would apply to each pocket individually. So,
Would you have
entire
to be able
load
to
of
visualize
blueberries.
every single one of those pockets though? Like, which pocket are you specifically putting? Like, you need to know that book bag inside and out so you know exactly where the item you're trying to put something is going.
That's true. But if
You're
you're
not wrong.
creating the item, it also opens up the possibility of just making yourself a billionaire because you could just start pulling hundreds out of your own pocket.
No, a credit card. You just
Or a credit-
keep putting credit cards in your pockets or something like that.
Other people's credit cards.
Yeah. Now we're talking about stealing.
Yeah.
No.
Taking things from pockets, switching them from one pocket to another.
Not allowed.
Yeah. You
Hey, we-
putting things in.
This is called Who's That Superhero? But hey, if you want to be a villain, I'm totally open to hearing villain powers too.
Oh no.
What
Villain
could go
powers are
wrong?
more fun.
Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
You don't have to have like the moral or the legal like obligations. You can just be like, I want to be able to set people on fire. Or like, I
Yes,
really want
come in
this
handy in,
person,
like,
I'm giving
robots.
this person bad luck.
That's awesome. Cody, do you have something?
Maybe it's the stress trying to get ready for competition speaking, but all I could think was just the ability to carve my materials as I want. No more milling, no more lathing, no.
So human CNC machine?
Yeah,
That would be
no more breaking countersink.
that
I
would
just
be
want to be able to carve it by hand. I don't care if it's AR-500. I want to be able to carve it by hand like it's nothing, like it's butter. Everything becomes clay to him.
that would be awesome. Yeah,
What
that would be a super useful power.
What about if you were a human fabricator? Then, like, you could 3D print things out of your hand or something like that. Like you could just
Inspector
erase,
Gadget.
and it's like, oh, I just built this.
See, I'm watching My Hero Academia right now. There's actually a hero from that show that does that.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I was trying to not go too overpowered. You know, if I can just spawn any item in, then at that point,
Are you even building your robot?
Well, I think
I just have to
her
think about
limita-
the robot, and I can spawn it into life. Yes,
her
and all.
limitations are she has to use lipids in her body, so she has a limit to what she can do, and she also has to have touched and examined whatever material or item that she's making. So they're like limitations to but yeah, it's interesting. Well, that's very cool. I love that. That's I loved each of those. I love that I think we've got our first villain power, right? As our first like
I mean,
on the edge of villain power.
let's be real. Maple Syrup Man was always a villain, and that's just
Yeah.
how it is.
There is no
Exactly.
safe use for that.
Yeah, that's very true. And we know Sam would use it in some questionable ways.
Okay.
Give me all your money. Here's maple syrup. Okay, so we are going to move on to our questions. So it's time for 5 in Focus. So I'm not sure, Zoe or Cody, if you listened to the last episode, we've kind of changed our interview direction, the way that we do interviews a little bit. Instead of a bunch of questions, we've come up with just 5 questions that we're going to ask that we're just kind of going to play around with. We're going to ask the question and just kind of like going back and forth and have a conversation about, whatever we ask. Instead of having like 20 questions we try and get through, each of us is going to ask one question that we've come up with. So that is how 5 in Focus is going to work. This is open to Cody, Zoe, or Zach to answer. Like either any of you can answer. You can all answer at the same time. I don't care. However you want to do it. So the first person to ask their question is Tony. You've got question number 1.
So I want to know what changed in your day-to-day robot world when you became a builder to actually becoming a mentor to many other people.
So, in terms of combat, mentoring was first.
Okay.
So, like for me, so Growing Stems has been around for a while, and the FRC team started way before I ever was a part of it. And so I was a student for a little while, and then I graduated high school and I became a mentor. And then we went to NHRL in July of 2021. And I was like, this is really cool. But Growing Stems was letting me use the shop, but it wasn't really a part of Growing Stems. And then I went, this is really cool. Everybody's super nice. Growing Stems needs this. And then we started Team Honeycracked and it grew. So we were already mentors, not for combat directly, but that came first. And then kind of competing as builders, I guess it's side by side, because we were already mentors, but we were building and mentoring at the same time.
So was it was it mentors in like robot, like building competition robots? Like I've seen some like the high school teams and stuff like that, and college teams do like the competition robots, not specifically combat, but the ones that like perform certain tasks,
Right.
Yeah.
mentor and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's all task-based robotics. We have many programs at Growing Stems for 3rd through 12th grade that are those task-based programs, and that's where we started. Combat was kind of a follow-up to those.
Cool. What kind of like competition? What kind of task robots? Like what were your favorite memories from doing that? Like what are some cool things that you built while you were doing that program? Because we talk about robot combat all the time, and I think Brandon talked a little bit about doing robots before robot combat, but like we don't usually talk about some of the other robotic programs outside of using them for combat. And there's some really cool things that are being done with like the task-based stuff. So do you want to talk about that a little bit? Like what that was like building those robots and the differences between that and the combat?
I'll actually let Cody and Stack cover those, because they're
Okay.
I'm still help with one of our programs, but they really work with the FRC team, and they do a lot of that cool stuff still.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll take first stab. So some of the other programs that we offer, that we participate in, is both VEX IQ, and VEX Go. Those are the younger programs, so 3rd through 8th grade. And then we used to do FTC, which is the First Tech Challenge, and FRC, the First Robotics Competition, as part of the first overall programs. Now they have programs all the way from pre-K through the end of high school. We just participated in the middle school and high school level programs. Now we really just do the high school level program as part of First FRC. Those are 125-pound, 6 foot tall by 3 foot like wide robots competing in 3-on-3 matches to do some type of challenge. A couple of years we've had inner tubes that you have to pick up and place on hooks, or traffic cones you have to put on a post, or balls scoring into a goal, soccer balls. Haven't had a football yet. We've had frisbees. So think of some sort of standard sports game, and we may have had some sort of adaptation over the past 20-something years that this team has been around and that First has been around as a program. So it's a big difference, at least for me, coming from more of the First side. I mean, I started doing First when I was in middle school in my 7th grade year back in 2001. So I've now, that's 2024 now, so a long time ago. And growing in that program and going to competitions where a normal district event, you've got 30 teams there with anywhere from 10 to 30 kids on it. So you have anywhere from 300 to 500 kids in a high school auditorium. And then you go up to the local competitions or the championships level, where you have hundreds of thousands from across the program, or tens of thousands of students at the high school level competing in gigantic, like Edward Jones domes. So it's just a different scale, but it's a very interesting community. And one of the things that I really like about the two different communities is that first is all about gracious professionalism and helping your competitor and making sure that everyone's having a good time. And my viewpoint of combat before actually joining combat was, oh, everyone's very cutthroat. Everyone's always out to get each other. You're trying to destroy your opponent. You don't want to help them. And Zoe dragged me along to one of the first competitions, and I was like, wow, it's not like that. It is way more like first. It's way more builder helping builder. Yeah, I'm fighting you in the next match, but here's the battery, here's the servo. And I really love that aspect of it. And the comparison between the two is just great.
That's awesome. Yeah, we talk about... Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
I was able to talk for a little while with one of the local Connecticut ones at, I think it was the Bethlehem Fair or something like that I went to as a local county fair in Connecticut. And they were showing me their robots, let me drive them around a little bit and everything. There was one that was a like Nerf target shooting and a whole bunch of other sort of stuff like that. I've heard that there's also a lot of people like to find little ways around rules and little ways to cheat. Not cheat, but like cheese the rules and everything like that in their builds. Also, what is the task this year? And what are you building?
So for our FRC program, we don't actually know what the task is yet. The kickoff for that program is actually the first weekend in January. So we don't know what the game's going to be. We know it's most likely going to be 3-on-3, red versus blue, but we don't know what the game pieces are. We don't know what we have to design the robot to do. So that season doesn't actually start until January. Then we'll have basically build season, which is 6 to 7 weeks, competition season, which is about 6 weeks, and then we'll get into the championship at the end of April. Yeah, end of April or May. I don't remember. So we don't know yet, at least at the FRC level.
And on that note, if you are ever actually talking to us about like the Honeycracked program, and I go, oh, well, our season is, and the reason we talk like that is because we do FRC, and FRC has a season, and while some of the adults on the team for Honeycracked will continue to build during the FRC season, we actually take a break, and our combat program is ran during the summer when the FRC season isn't having, so that the kids who are in high school can take advantage of both.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, right. So one of our local high schools also has a team. I'm not sure if they're at the FRC level, but I've seen them at a couple fairs. The Ansonia High School has a robot competition or a robot team that does that kind of the task-based robots. So
that's sick.
long time
That's
ago,
really cool.
I was involved in first and did it in high school.
that's really
I was
cool.
like,
Like I've seen
long?
videos. It's extremely fascinating. I love it. It's a really cool like you were saying, Zach, like the communities just both seem to be the same, like very connected, very helping, very I don't know the word I'm looking for, but
It's a community.
Yeah, there you go, Tony. Thank you. It's a community.
Well, it's really funny. I mean, it's a community because there are a lot of big names in FRC that, like, you think about, okay, yeah, I know this team, that team, just like there is in combat. But then there are a lot of also big name mentors that I know from an FRC perspective. It's like, hey, yeah, that person's on this team. And then I come into combat and I'm like, oh, hey, it's the same person. There's a cross span there, which was really kind of weird because I was like, I know you from this, but now you're over here. Why?
Yeah. Well, I was talking about the Ansonia team. I actually saw them at a fair earlier, and I was talking to the coach, and I asked them about NHRL, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've heard about it, but we can't get clearance to, because it's a high school team. They're like, we can't get clearance to do it, or something about like getting clearance to make robots that fight each other. It's probably like they're bored or something, won't let them do it. But
There's a lot of safety rules that go along with it.
I understood that. Yeah, I got it. But yeah, that's cool. There's got to be a lot of crossover. I mean, you're kind of making the same kind of components in a way. So
Yep.
It's very
Our
cool.
biggest one, I think, that I didn't kind of make the connection of is Aaron Hill. And I had heard his name before within the FRC space because of like Swerve Drive and stuff like that. And then to show up to an NHRL event and he's just there. It's like, oh, okay.
That's
It really sounds like Aaron never sleeps and is involved in everything. He's got like the power wheels. He's got like all that sort of stuff. He's got Blip. He's on like Mark Rover's team suddenly and doing that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Ashley, do you want to? Because we kind of got into your question a little bit. Do you want to?
Yeah, so my question was just that if you could tell us about any other robot projects that you're working on that aren't specifically building robots.
Robot projects that aren't specifically. So, robotics projects. I'm going to say I'm actually staring at one that is in pieces on the desk behind me. A lot of people probably know the game Magic the Gathering, card-based, turn-based game. I've been playing for years, and one of the things that I've always complained is I have over like 13,000 cards, and I have no idea what cards I have, and I really don't want to take the time to go through and sort them. So I have a prototype of a card sorter behind me that you basically load in a stack of cards. It takes them one by one, scans them, puts them into piles on a XY or on a linear track. It works. It just doesn't have the software to do any of the stuff behind it. So I'd say that's something that I've worked on in the past.
Zach, I will tell you that I just picked up one of about 20 boxes here. I have a cabinet over there that's filled with cards. I have a box right here that I don't know if you can see my camera, but it's full of decks.
Yeah, there you go.
What I was going to say is you have a person who's willing to buy it when you finish.
Well, it's crazy because I
customer.
uploaded a video to YouTube of just because I wanted to show people, and I was like, hey, this is the easiest way up. I just uploaded a quick demo, like it was like 30 seconds, and this was like 3 years ago. It hasn't been touched in like 3 years. And to this day, I'm still getting YouTube subscribers and comments, when's the next video? And I'm like, I haven't posted anything in 3 years, guys. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I feel that pain. I have so many decks and so many cards and so many in the sorting thing, and I've thought about so many times like, oh, there's cards that I probably have in my collection that are probably worth something now, and I can sell some of them. And it's just, every time I go up to a task, I look at the giant cabinet that I have of cards, and I'm like, I really don't want to tackle that. So, yeah, you have a customer if you ever want to, or a prototyper. Like, I'll beta test it for you if you want.
Sounds good. When Zoe stops giving me tasks, then I'll have a little more free time to work on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know that's never
So never.
happening.
I haven't been collecting in a long time, but we played for Justin's birthday. We played a version of the game where you basically Sharpie out. Justin can explain it a lot better.
We played a Sharpie cube. So
Yeah.
I had a whole bunch of cards that I actually brought to last competition, and some people helped me Sharpie them. But it's you Sharpie out parts of the card to make them say something different. And we did a cube draft of it with myself, Ryan, and our brother Travis and a friend. And we basically just played games with our decks that we made with the Sharpie. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I've heard of the concept, never done it. I would cry if I took a Sharpie to my cards, but then I mean they're 2 cents commons or whatever.
Oh yeah, these were
So-
both
yeah.
commons that meant like I made sure there was no cards that we ruined that actually meant anything or were useful.
Yeah.
So
I really enjoyed it. I never play Magic, but when I do play Magic against Justin, the past 3 times in the past 3 years, I've won every single time.
That's how it works sometimes.
What I really loved about the Sharpie is the game ended because there was a card that said get rid of all
it said
cards
exile
within-
all cards within 6 yards or something like that.
all cards within a yard.
Oh,
So
within
I-
a yard. Yeah.
So I measured out a yard on the table that we were playing on and just exiled both 2 people's decks because it was within a yardstick. So I just exiled everything that was in the playfield.
yes, he was very proud of that moment.
Welcome back to the Magic Rundown, your podcast about Magic Gathering and all
Oh,
its game
don't even get
modes.
me started. There's enough Magic the Gathering content out there that I would never try and make a Magic the Gathering podcast or any content with that, because it's just so flooded with people doing content about Magic the Gathering. But there's a lot you could say on it. I watch a lot of content on that. So, but yeah, let's switch off of. Do you have any other robot projects other than the Magic the Gathering card sorter, which I will beta for you?
I've got one in mind. Kind of easy topic for me as the programming mentor for our FRC team, or the lead programming mentor. robot projects that aren't building a robot is kind of a lot of my projects. And this one might be a little bit on the boring side, but the most recent one that I've been working on is actually for like viewing log files. It is very important to our high school team that we can figure out what's going on with the robot as fast as possible during a competition. So we write a massive amount of data to the robot in log files throughout a match. And then we can analyze that afterwards and try and figure out what's going wrong if something's going wrong. But our team has put a lot of effort towards that in the past couple of years. And the specific project that I'm really interested in that's coming up is live feed of that data. So the robot's driving around and we have a computer wirelessly connected to it with hundreds of data points that are getting updated several times a second, and you can pull up charts and view what's going on live instead of having to do a run, download the file, and look at it after the fact.
Is that similar to what I think it was Pearl does with Bloodsport?
Pearl is definitely, there's a lot of overlap in our interests. I've seen a lot of what they were doing with the combat bots, which I think is kind of hilarious. A lot of the applications that Pearl chooses, like having, what was it? There was like a character that was displayed on your screen that would wither away as the robot's battery died.
Yeah.
Or I think when your robot gets an impact, it would curse at you.
Was it?
Sure was one.
It was Michael Reeves, yeah.
Wasn't Pearl the one that was working on the shock as well? That whenever your robot got hit, you got like a little shock or something. Was that Pearl?
That
I don't remember.
Sounds up Pearl's
Pearl
alley, but I
was
don't.
Yeah, right.
I don't know specifically that one.
I know they were using a Steam Deck to do a lot of that
Yes.
stuff, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
And some of my combat projects, I've also talked to Pearl about, because a lot of the sensors that I want to use in my combat robots, Pearl has already used in a combat robot. So I've talked to them a bit to try and get caught up in that field and try and use some of the knowledge that they've already learned and fought through, so that I don't have to go through quite as much of the painstaking effort at startup.
Right. And that brings us back again to what Zach was talking about with the community and helping each other, and how much we help, each other move forward. So that's awesome.
Yes, both Pearl and Aaron Hill as well have been very great resources in trying to work on some more automated features in combat bots.
So I'm going to ask my question, and again, anyone can answer this. Are there any changes or improvements you'd like to see in the combat robotics community, especially in how we engage and support young builders, with you guys being so involved in mentoring and bringing up the next generation of young builders?
I don't think there's like a ton to change. I don't think there's a lot of issues with it. Generally, everybody's really nice and friendly. I do think that honestly, just as it gets more popular, that it's gonna change over time. And that's something that I would like to see change, is that it becomes more popular so that more younger people get exposed to it. Because when I was younger, I saw BattleBots. I thought it was really cool, but that was about as far as my understanding went. And then I even get adults now when I'm like, this is what we do, who are like, it's BattleBots, I can't do that. And I'm like, I'm showing you right now, this is what we do. You can come to our shop, you can be on our team, and you can do this. But they have it so ingrained in their head, that's BattleBots, I can't do that.
Right.
And I think I want it to become more popular so it's known, these are smaller bots that anybody can build. Yes, if you have a super large amount of money, anybody can build a BattleBot. But a combat robot in general, anybody can build, and it's not super difficult or anything. Anybody can do it, and that pathway being known to more, and that it's more of a neighborhood activity. You can go somewhere and there's a cage, and you can just go to that cage and you can practice. I think that would be really good, really amazing.
Okay, cool.
It's like a maker space where you just sign in.
Right, or
Little
like when you
cage.
go to somewhere to do a sport and they just have
Oh yeah, your
like-
rental
like-
field or
yeah, they have a field there. You can go and play baseball somewhere. You can go and play basketball. Like, you show up and you don't have to do anything. There's just an arena there that is safe for you to go and practice and play and everything. It's not like, oh, I have to drive 7 hours to go and even like have a chance at having one fight.
Right. More accessibility and more knowledge about that, and I think that's kind of something a lot of people share, is trying to get the word out there more, and make people understand a little bit better about what goes into it and the sport as a whole. And despite some issues around it, things like the ESPN and the TikToks and all of that kind of like social media stuff is helping a little bit with that, starting to help with that. So
I really think that in the future, the best closest thing might be like RC, because RC places usually have a track set up. Some places have like 3 different tracks set up, one more mud, one more like street, and one more meant to be like the big hills and everything like that. That seems closest. Although every RC place, I've said it before on the podcast, like every RC place that you go to, you're like, hey, have you ever heard of combat robotics? I need to buy this specific thing so that I can actually control my combat robot because I destroyed this piece. Do you have anything like that? And they look at you blankly like, what are you talking about? And it's like, how, like, this is the same components. We should all be sharing space and sharing everything.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure at the Voxel event, people were buying stuff out of the RC shop to
Yeah.
their robots in the
yeah, well, I
Nice.
mean, when we first built our first robot harvester, we experienced that firsthand. We went to a hobby shop and we're like, we are looking at motors. We're looking at these motors, and they're like, oh, what kind of car are you building? We're like, no, we're building a combat robot. And they're like, a what? What are you talking about? What are you doing with this motor again?
We're
Like,
making something very dangerous that spins very fast. Can you help me?
yeah, and they had no clue. So yeah, those are the kind of places, because Ryan and I have talked about it before, having a hobby shop that kind of caters to both, that has like the track and then also may have a cage, like a 3-pound cage in the back to test things. And I don't know, that's just a smoke dream. But
That I understand. That used to actually be, like, I wanted to start a business. I think when I was in college, so like in 2019 or 2020, I wanted to have an electronics shop that would be like RC and stuff like that, but it was also like general robotics components too, because there's like when you're building with First Tech Challenge or like Lego League, there's little robot kits and there's metal that exists that already has holes like pre-drilled in it that makes it a lot easier to kind of puzzle piece things together. But you have to specialty order that stuff from somewhere online. And I
Right.
think it'd be so cool, and people would build more robots if those pieces just existed, that you could go into a hobby store and pick them up and just start building.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of electronic shops. They all went away when consumer electronics basically became throwaway systems.
Yep.
So when I was in high school, that's actually what I think. I went through electronics, and we used to go to a local electronics store, and they had bins full of resistors and wires and capacitors and everything else. It was like, that's, we used to have a lot of those. It's not anymore.
The good
I
old
remember
Radio Shack days.
Yes. Damn it, Zach.
See-
I was literally about to say the same thing. I was like, I remember Radio Shack, and that makes me sound old.
Well, and see, that's kind of the issue, is that I was like, I don't even know how that wouldn't survive. Like, I don't know who would go to it. And I look at my community, and there's a lot of people who do like RC cars and stuff like that. But for some reason, there's no hobby stores. And if you find one, there's like one within 2 hours of us. And now that I do combat, I kind of know how I could expand that idea a little bit, but I also am older and understand that maybe I don't want to do that. I don't want to own a business in 2025 or whatever.
Right. We just all need to keep giving Seth and Peter half of our paycheck every single week. And then we could build upon that.
Seth will
Yeah.
take good care of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the hobby shops are kind of like online, and that's Seth and Peter's thing is those hobby shop kind of things are online businesses where a lot of it's going anyway. Brick and mortar is a hard thing to be in for anything that's not something extremely popular where people are gonna get out of their cars and want to go and do it. Because the problem with having a hobby shop is that all the things you're gonna have, yes, it's gonna be nice to have it there, but if it's available on Amazon, most people are gonna wait the 2 days to get it. So. Yeah, that's the annoying thing. Thomas, you have a question?
Absolutely. So,
I love Ashley shaking her.
as we all know, Jake, the builder of Maximizer, has what he calls Hate Week, which leads up to the NHRL event. What does Honeycracked have, or do the week leading up to the event that's similar to this, or some other tradition the week before?
So we work with children, so we don't call it Hate Week, but it's definitely, from what I understand of what Jake is doing, it is definitely a similar line of thinking, I guess. Not like it. What I've gathered is that Jake spends the entire week working on his bot and just like focusing on channeling his inner self to do really well at the event. So, like right before we were recording this, Cody, Stack, and I were at the Hive working on Moccasin, and we'll be there tomorrow, and we were there Monday, and we were there all weekend, and we'll be there until we leave Friday morning, as late as it takes. Hopefully, tomorrow, Wednesday, is the last day, and we will have all the robots together, because that is the official combat meeting of the week. And hopefully by 9 o'clock tomorrow, everything is done and not stressful. But that is probably not going to happen.
I was about to say, how close are you to that goal right at this moment?
Out of all of our robots going, we have 7, I think, going right now to the team. B-Force is done. Minen and Plusle is done. Honey Badger is almost there. Moccasin's almost done. Paradox is done. So we have some mini bots, and we have Honeyfied, which I think he just needs a pulley that I need to print out for him. And the mini bot. So I already said that. I'm going a little crazy.
It's the week
we're
leading up
close.
to an NHRL event. We totally understand.
Yeah, we got, but I think we're mostly there.
I'd give it a
What?
70%
So
likelihood
that's
that we
Hate Week.
actually get to leave at 9 o'clock tomorrow.
You guys all locked in.
Oh, Hexahive
Yep.
is
Almost done.
driving.
It is driving, and the weapon should be able to spin, yes.
Yeah, so we'll see him tomorrow. I'm hoping tomorrow that we can get a picture in our cage with all the robots we're bringing, because it is a lot. And I didn't mean for it to be this many, but now it's this many, so.
That's.
Who needs minis? Just leave the minis at home. It's fine.
Gotta play
This
the
is
game.
way.
Gotta play the game.
They're
I mean,
fun mini.
there's a reason that Ashley reserves a whole table, your table in the back for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of us. This is also Jackson's first event not attending.
That's sad.
He is officially retired and is not my service dog anymore. He's just a normal puppy now.
Just a normal uppy.
Are you getting a new service dog?
No, so technology has advanced quite a bit since I got Jackson, like 9 years ago. And, I recently upgraded my insulin pump, and so I actually don't use him very much anyways. And so this seemed like the right time to retire him because I wasn't really utilizing him the way I needed. or that I used to, and he started getting a little bit more stressed out at events and getting sick kind of easily. So we're like, all right, it's time for him to relax.
Earned his retirement. That's awesome.
Damn robots taking all the good dogs' job.
And a lot of that equipment change was in the last year or so. That things have gotten far, far better. At least for Zoe in particular.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
we
so-
will miss him. We all love him, so we will miss him
Yeah,
at the
I'm
event.
gonna miss my Friday night walk.
Someone's
Yeah.
gonna have to cosplay as Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Are you volunteering to get down on the ground and cosplay as Jackson Thomas?
I cannot fill that role. However, somebody out there.
Well, several of us have replaced Jackson. We get the notifications on our phone going, Zoe, check your blood sugar. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, so you have human
Yes.
human Jackson.
I was
Yes,
gonna say, everyone's
I
like
going
three or
believe
four,
that
you know?
there's 4 people now. So there's Stack, there's Mr. Thomas here. I don't know if he still gets the numbers, but I know
I
that
do.
he at one point had access to them. Cody and Matt Luther from Team Defectives, all of them have access to it. So I'm pretty sure Thomas only wanted access to it because he likes data and not
pretty
really
cool.
to help me out, but either way.
You need
So,
to get
yeah,
as
actually,
many
I was about
people
to
as
say-
you
my home
can with
automation
this app
system.
at NHRL so that whenever your blood sugar goes high, the entire event becomes widely aware.
Oh no, I'm good.
That
I'm
would
good about
overwhelm
that.
her. Let's not do that.
So that's amazing that it takes 4 humans to do Jackson's job. That just shows how amazing.
Takes a village.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, Ryan, you have question number 5. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is a little long. I wrote it a little long, but it's fine. All right. You were specifically called out during the AMA the NHRL put on Monday as an excellent example of a program that was able to take advantage of money to build an arena. That arena not only is used to teach kids, but massively improve your team's and several other teams' performances. What do you envision as a good way to implement arenas around the country to get similar results? And what would you put into a program like that?
So this question is really hard. And I know that this is something that Kelly has said is that it's a really hard thing to answer because the biggest thing is making sure that whoever has a cage can sustain it, like it's a sustainable system. So growing stems has existed far before I knew it existed. And it has been a program that has existed for a long time. And we know the education part, we know the procurement part, we know what to do to make sure that whatever we invest our money in, that it is helping our community, which is a part of why that was successful for us. And so it's about making sure that anywhere that a cage, like say the cage grants existed, that they go to somewhere where it's like community access. Like we do have, I'm going to be completely open about this, is that when people come and use our cage, unless they were somebody who either is in one of our programs or we had a very large group of builders come out and help us assemble the cage. So unless you're in that group, you do have to pay a fee to use the cage for us to maintain it, like the floor and the walls and everything. It's like $25 an hour or something.
Right.
And that we tried to keep it low enough that it's accessible. So people from outside the community, we've had the Leatherbacks come in. We've had the man, I'm gonna blank on his name and I feel so bad. The kid from Avalanche, he's come down and he's used the cage a couple of times.
Micah?
Yeah, and it's awesome and I love it, but keeping it open to the community is really important, and then making sure that whoever's in charge of it is making sure it's safe. Like, we have cage managers, and we don't let anybody run in our cage without a cage manager in the room, and there always has to be 2 people. It's about establishing like a whole system behind it, having the I don't want to call us staff because we're all volunteers, like we're not paid, but having the volunteer group to kind of run that, to facilitate that.
Right.
So there's like really hard to go to, say, like a college and be like, oh, here's a cage, but they have all these safety rules that the college needs to follow, and then they need to have staff who are educated in that, and then they have to make sure that it doesn't get like blocked away because some bad safety thing happened. You know, it's very there's a lot of rules, I guess, and you have to be willing to work with those rules. But I also think that like there's a lot of organizations that would take that on and wholeheartedly like take it as seriously as it needs to be, make sure that the community knows it's there, be accessible. And I mean, we see that because NHRL isn't the only competition that exists. There's people who have cages all over, and they're running events and everything, and it's just finding those groups who are responsible and have the knowledge to take on that responsibility. And so it's just like, I don't know, like a big review process, but trying to review as many people as possible and get them out there. And I don't know, maybe you could provide some sort of education for that, but it's really like, I don't know, it's a hard question to answer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, safety is always such a big part of combat robotics, no matter how much we all love watching robots destroy each other and learning how to build those robots better and everything like that. Like, safety is such a huge thing that we all have to learn about. We all have to have buy-in for that. So that's definitely like really good to hear. And I also enjoy that NHRL has also done at least 2 events that I know of where they've used the like quotations like travel kind of cages.
Yep.
That were not NHRL events, but they were like, here, why don't you borrow these? And these are already built.
And the only caveat to that was the fire thing, which the fire thing is a whole other complicated beast within itself that NHRL kind of had to figure out. And I don't want to say fly by the seat of their pants, but it was something that had to be figured out very fast to make sure that firebots could compete. And I know NHRL is kind of I don't want to say over-engineered the system, but over-safetied the system to make sure they've gone above and beyond what would be needed in that situation, and have listened to fire marshals and experts and stuff like that. And that's a whole other beast that a whole other side of the competition that is not even just the spinning weapons and stuff like that. So
so like we won't actually at our cage, where I've set a caveat to my entire team, is that we don't do fire.
Yeah, which makes sense. That's logical. That makes sense, because fire is a whole other thing.
Yes.
Fire is a whole other thing you have to deal with. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you may at some point maybe see a firebot from Honeycracked if like somebody, a kid or a member, can put up a good enough argument for it, but it will likely never actually get tested at our shop and be like a normal thing that we just have to wait until we go to NHRL or we make a special trip somewhere to be able to test it, or we talk to the local fire marshals or whatever and figure out a safe way to test it. Because I like, our cage is cool. I'm glad we have it. We have a ventilation system that Stack set up and everything, and it's just like you said, it's its whole other thing is messing with fire.
Right.
Until we win the lottery and can upgrade our facility and have a dedicated room specifically for that, I probably won't get tested inside the hut.
Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. And I also just want to give a call out, just because we just recently found out that he's a listener, but Boxomania, did an arena and it went amazing, and they did a competition. So I just wanted to call them out because Brian,
we're gonna get
you
Brian
listen
on
now.
the show.
We'll have him soon. I just wanted to give him a shout out. That's all. That's awesome. And we've seen so much improvement from your bots being able to have a cage and test in a cage and test new things. And I mean, the amount of improvement, and I'm going to blank on his bot's name, but Liam's bot.
Buzzkill or Bumbleblitz?
The Buzzkill, the overhead.
Buzzkill.
Okay, Bumbleblitz.
Bumbleblitz.
The amount of improvement that we saw in Bumbleblitz with being able to test his theories and everything in the cage is just amazing. So that's the one specifically that I thought of at the top of my head, that I've seen improvement from start to finish. And just your team comes with such amazing things all the time, that having a cage like that is a huge thing. It's really cool.
Well, and I also want to attribute that to the fact that most of our members do come from these other robotics programs.
Okay.
So we have the cage to practice, which is amazing, but we're all always searching for innovative ways and innovative things to incorporate into our bots. And there is definitely I don't want to say I don't know how to word it. When somebody starts combat and they come from FRC, you can tell that they came from that kind of robotics. There's a way that they structure things, and it's usually not the best way to build a combat robot.
Right.
And I think that we had a lot of that at the beginning, and you can kind of see that disappear, and then we got this cage, and then we could start innovating again, and we know how to incorporate some of that FRC isms into combat to then make it a really cool mechanism. So Liam with Bumbleblitz and that hammer saw, what he's been doing with that is a lot of that innovation, and kind of the way he does his forks and stuff like that come from learning about different mechanisms in FRC.
Is it difficult going back and forth between the two? Building a combat robot and then having to think about FRC and then going to the combat. Is it difficult trying to bounce between those two design philosophies?
I don't think so. Stack and Cody may have a different opinion to me, but I actually think that having both FRC and combat for our high schoolers is the ultimate pairing, because they have components that overlap, but they also have components that you don't learn in one that you learn from the other, and that they meld so well. Going from doing combat over the summer and then going into FRC, they work together so well that they just make such well-rounded engineers and students for our team.
Yeah, I'd agree I'd agree exactly with Zoe. The two different programs are just different enough that you learn different skill sets that end up complementing. So we teach the kids SolidWorks and FRC, and then they can go ahead and use those 3D modeling skills to build their combat robot, and they learn iteration and fail faster when we do things in FRC when you only have 6 weeks to build an entire robot, and then they go and say, okay, well, here's the first iteration, and they do the full iteration through their combat robot too. So it's just, they complement each other really, really well.
Hey, Havoc fans, love what you hear on the Havoc Rundown. Want to support the show and get more exclusive content? Head on over to buymeacoffee.com/the Havoc Rundown. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com/the Havoc Rundown, and show us some love. Every dollar you give helps keep the chaos coming your way. You want some more exclusive content? Join us on Patreon and unlock exclusive audio clips, behind-the-scenes content, and full transcripts from every episode. Dive deeper into the Havoc and be part of the Rundown community. You can even join our Discord. And for all of you merch lovers out there, we are teamed up with robotsruinmylife.com, which is a combat robotic merchandise store. For our official t-shirts and future merchandise, you can check it out there. It's the perfect way to wear your love for the Havoc Rundown loud and proud. So what are you waiting for? Fuel the havoc at buymeacoffee.com/thehavoc-rundown. Join the inner circle on Patreon and grab your gear at robotsruinmylife.com. Thanks for listening, and as always, stay chaotic. It is time for a rename of this segment. We've done this in the past, but I am calling this segment Pick Your Champion. Because how we do our previews and how we've done them in the past is we go through each weight class, and each person picks one bot that they are looking forward to seeing, whether because they think they're going to win that weight class, or it's just a really cool idea, or just some kind of new design, or just whatever reason they want to pick it. So we're going to really quick go through this, starting with the 3 pounds. And I'm going to go first with this one because Beetlejuice is competing, and we've seen how amazing she's been in the past, and she wants it so bad to earn her spot into November. Even though she won the ESPN, the teams event, she still has to earn her spot in November, and I am calling it for her to win the 3 pounds this time. So that is my champion for 3 pound is Beetlejuice.
Oh, well, I'm taking mine real quick before anybody else does so I can snipe it. I am picking the arena floor. There's a robot named the arena floor. I have no idea what it is, what it does, what it looks like, who made it, but the name is incredible, and I think they're going to win.
Okay, so no research, you just going by the name.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Wait. I did research, but I am also going by one of my favorite names for a robot to call in the pits, Puka. I want to talk about Puka. David Small is coming. He hasn't come since 2023. And I am extremely excited to see David Smalls again and Puka. Puka is a badass little beetle, and I can't wait to see him compete again. There's a lot of really good beetles coming for October, but I want to see Puka go far. I think David can do it.
Anybody else have a 3?
Yes, because you all haven't talked about Jackalope yet.
Oh, yes.
I'm finally going to see Gwen in an NHRL cage as a robot driver. I see you, Ryan. You stop that right now.
Gwen.
I have now seen Gwen at 2 events, both Mass Destruction and D-Scroll, and I'm super excited to watch her again. But of course, my pick to win is going to be Voxel V1. I'm super excited that Mike is in the field, and I think that he's got this.
I want to know if Gwen's going to out her opponent.
Probably.
Yeah.
Just on accident one time?
Knows? Probably.
Well, you know how Boombox has that MP3 player on it? Gwen actually added a voice box from like a Build-A-Bear, and it just starts counting out whenever she presses the right button. Just a little intimidation tactic.
Oh, yeah.
That would be funny.
Cody, Zoe, or Zach, do you have a 3 pounder that you are excited to see this weekend?
As far as who I'd be choosing to win, Ashley stole mine. I was scrolling through the list and I can't pass up Voxel V1.
That's mine too.
Past that one.
Yeah.
Love for Mike over here.
I gotta say, again, when we brought Harvest the first time, we got our ass handed to us by Voxel V1. So I mean, I totally get that. It's understandable because Voxel is an amazing little bot that is driven just great. So yeah, I think it's going to be some amazing fights that we see in Thrace.
It wasn't V1 at that point. It was just Vox.
That's also, yeah, that's very true. It was also just Voxel at that point. Those are the days. Okay, very cool. We're going to move into 12, and before anybody takes it, I'm going to take Mind Flayer because we just had Brandon on, and I am so excited to see him with Mind Flayer in the 12-pound division. And Brandon Bennett Young, go kick some ass. That is my pick to win.
I'm taking mine before Thomas tries to snipe it.
What? I would never.
He knows that Jaren is on the list in the 12-pound class, so I'm taking Mareep, and you can back it up.
I was not going to take that one. I don't think it's going to win.
All right, well, just saying, I'm super excited. Not only am I excited to see Jaren in the 12-pound class, he has actually gotten Mareep from our friends at Team Honeycracked. It is the old Energizer. So super excited to see the changes that Jaren has made and have him run it.
Isn't Maripa a Pokemon? Is that in
Yeah.
the same kind of vein as Minun and Plusle, right? I said it right that time?
Yes, you did. Proud of you.
Yeah.
Mine
Yes, it is. There's a whole backstory behind how Jaren got that robot, but I think that's his story to tell. But the biggest thing is it's a thank you gift because Jaren's just an awesome person, and I think he's going to do great things with it.
Very cool.
Before Thomas steals mine,
I'm not gonna steal y'all robots. They're not good.
I have a plan. It is a plan to slam. I'm looking forward to slam plan.
Okay, this
Slam
one's actually
plan.
pretty good.
Okay. Business Cat is coming with a huge style, but with big canted wheels. It looks amazing. I love it. He put out a hype video for it, and just grade A. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with that.
Come on, it's Slan. Yeah, welcome to the plan.
Oh god, do we gotta play that song the first time we call him up?
Probably.
Thomas, Tony, do you have one?
Do I have a robot?
I just
Of
want to see
course.
questionable choices versus weather report. I just think that's a really cool fight pairing for the first fight.
Yeah.
As much as I love Budget Boy, it's gonna be destroyed by the mother of the Bot Barons. With 22 inches of monarchy, this absolute behemoth of a 12-pound robot is going to turn everything it faces into dust. And it also might turn itself into dust, but it's going to be really fun to watch.
Cody, Zoe, Zach, do you have a 12-pounder? Why? I mean, you guys are bringing 12-pounders, but do your bots or any other bots that you're looking forward to fighting or seeing?
So we are allowed to pick our own bot.
Oh, yeah, totally, yeah. Talk up your
Does
bot.
that mean we have to go before
So-
Zoe really quick?
I figured you would.
So,
Yeah, no, we kind of
That's
chose
fine.
around your bots because we figured you would want to talk about your own.
because Honeyfied, has a golden dumpster. And then Liam got a golden dumpster with Buzzkill, which was a Honeycracked robot, now a Leatherbacks robot.
Critter.
So it's got to be one of us coming out with that golden dumpster, And between Honeyfied and Paradox and Minun and Plusle, Honeyfied already got his. Dominic, I love you. You're amazing. I'm so glad you're on our team. You're not winning. All right. Paradox still has some bugs to work out. She's doing great with that robot. I think Minun and Plusle are getting it.
Awesome.
I knew I should have interrupted and stolen your own robot from you. Not to see Zoe win, as fun as that is for me, but the whole effort into hub motors that Zoe has put in recently has been wild, and they are getting very good very fast. And there's obviously other well-known builders that are also pushing the limits of what hub motors can do, and I just really love that. I want to see hub motors improve more and more because it's so convenient, of course.
Yeah.
The form factor alone, but also after seeing the inner workings of what Zoe's been coming up with, the mechanic behind making one actually combat worthy and stable are far more interesting than I could have ever imagined.
Cool.
I want to note that I'm really excited for this event, even though I'm very overwhelmed with robots, because Honey Badger, Minun and Plusle, and B-Force are all racked hub motor robots that I have created. And so I have a hub motor tracked robot in every weight class.
That's awesome. Yeah, I agree with you, Cody. The hub motor thing is just amazing. I have my own 3-pound that I brought to the new bots event that I'm hoping to bring back sometime next year. And Seth's hub motor is going into that as well. So,
Motorama.
No. We're probably building something for Ryan for Motorama. We're probably going to do like a 2-person team with one bot for Motorama instead of trying to bring 2 different bots. So.
What about like a Amish Hot Pocket theme robot?
Bringing more people than robots? What is this concept?
Yes, I know that's an alien concept to Team
Math doesn't
Honeycracked.
check out.
Okay, let's quickly go into the 30 pounds. My pick is going to be Mr. Roper. Tony Clifton, huge friend of the show. Someone who has already bought one of our brand new t-shirts. He's an amazing competitor, amazing builder. And I am just so looking forward to Mr. Roper just going in there and wailing on other robots. So we keep on seeing it improve. We keep on seeing it not die and be invincible. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. So Tony, you've got my vote for the 30-pound win.
Yeah.
Mr. Roper is going to get a dumpster this time.
Yeah, but let's hold off on the dumpster because we have a contract with him that we own all likenesses, all of his music, everything to do with Tony Clifton until he wins a dumpster with Mr. Roper. So, if he doesn't get a dumpster, then we maintain our contract for yet another year with Tony Clifton.
Oh, okay. We have to get those Tony Clifton t-shirts out first, and then he can win a dumpster?
Yeah, exactly.
Contract.
Okay.
The Tony Clifton tour shirt.
Now I'm going to go make that. Be right back.
I was just going to say, Justin's busy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way that Mr. Roper's gonna win because
God.
War Hard, extra large, is gonna send Mr. Roper right back to the hardware store. But you're not gonna be able to return it. It's gonna be too many pieces.
I have one guarantee. That fight's going 3 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Thomas is just sad that he doesn't have Blue Marlin to talk about this episode.
Oh yeah, no, Blue Marlin's actually gonna show up and qualify.
Thomas, why didn't you talk
Again.
about the robot called Bye? You should have talked about the robot
I was
Bye.
considering that, but then I thought of a better idea. I should build a robot called open parenthesis
Bye.
close parenthesis, just to see
No,
what Gil will replace it with.
You should build a robot that's called Blue or Marlin.
Blue shift Marlin. It turns red when it goes fast.
Red is bad
Yeah,
in Marlin. No, Thomas, it's not allowed.
yeah. No,
Green
no,
Marlin.
No red and Marlin.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
Ashley, do you have a 30?
Of course I have a 30, and I'm going right along with Thomas's theme from his 12, and I am picking Emperor. I think it is finally time for Lindsay and Jillian to have a tear through the bracket, and I'm ready to see it.
I thought you were about to say how working robot. I was going to be like, that's very mean of you.
I have seen Emperor work. I would never say that. Absolutely not.
Moccasin
Yeah.
certainly saw Emperor work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
year.
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
If we're talking about good-looking robots, I want to pick to talk about Ghoul, who is by Paul. I'm going to murder the last name, and I'm very sorry. Paul Tortorishi? But he has made Smack-O-Lantern before. He has had Smack-O-Lantern through several events this year. Smack-O-Lantern is kind of like a no offense, like kind of a budget-looking 30. It's a good 30, but it's a budget-looking 30. Ghoul is like, it looks like a step above that. A
It
nicer.
looks like more than a step above that. It
It's
looks
clean.
like a Pokemon evolution of...
Yeah.
It looks so
shiny.
good. It
It's-
looks so good.
It's clean. It is so clean and well designed and good looking. The weapon is good looking. The theming of it is excellent. I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I hope he does extremely well with it.
Yeah. He showed a picture of it, and I was like, damn, that looks good. That's a good-looking bot right there. Cody, Zoe, Zach, what 30s do you have?
I want to put a vote for a bot that I think is going to lose their first match.
If you say Moccasin, Cody, I'm gonna smack you.
No, the bot that needs to lose their first match, but they can do whatever they want after. I think they can go for the win after that. Is Synthesis 30?
Oh,
Poor Corey.
Cody, we fought him before.
Yes, and he's getting his rematch, and we need to make sure that the record is set in stone. B-Force shall beat Synthesis 30. It has to happen. But at that point, I mean, I don't really know. B-Force might still be around to keep going through the day, but Synthesis 30, I think, stands a good chance to deal some major damage throughout the day.
Yeah, definitely. Corey is a huge friend of the show, and he is one of my robot mentors when I was building. So I'm always rooting for Corey.
I mean, I'm going to have to say Moccasin just because I'm driving Moccasin. So if I don't pick my own bot, I mean, I want to go far. We're going to see what happens. So spent the past 2.5 weeks making parts and putting it together.
Is there any major improvements to Moccasin since last time?
Reliability, I think, is the big thing.
Okay.
That I would say.
We don't have 5,000 batteries inside the robot. Ricky bought some other batteries for us to use. So, that's a lot better, at least on the maintenance side of things. And then, I think that there's just a lot of, no offense to me and Brandon in, I think it was either March or April when we had it, but neither of us were prepared to run that robot, and it got hit by Emperor, and it was sad, and we immediately were like, we have no idea how to fix this, and Ricky handed over Moccasin to Cody and Stack to run for this competition and for championships, and they have really stepped it up and made it something they if it's not more reliable than it was in January with the few upgrades that it has, it is at least back to where it was in January, because it's way better than it was in April or whenever Brandon and I had it.
And hopefully
if you had to say
that pattern going and have it surpass its January state by December if it's not already there now. I do think that the time that us three have all spent on Moccasin in the last couple of weeks has been it's going to change how Moccasin is at the October event, because we all have a much better understanding of what is going on than we used to have. I know, like Zoe said, they were really struggling in the, I think it was April, competition just to keep up with the robot itself. Obviously, it had a very good run in January, but still the entire event, it felt very panicky to me, at least, where it felt like I didn't know enough about the robot to fix any major changes. In fact, if I am remembering correct, I don't think we even charged the batteries the entire event. I'm pretty sure that match 1 through the final match was still all the same batteries. And I'm deeply thankful for that, because there's no way I would have been able to figure out charging all 16 to 18, I don't remember the exact count, batteries that were in the robot. So I think the biggest difference for this event is that we all are much more confident in our knowledge of the robot and how to repair it, what's going on in general.
Are they super long batteries now?
I don't really know how they compare to the January batteries, honestly. I don't quite remember the size of the batteries before, but they definitely are more than enough to last a match easily, and hopefully a little more. But the biggest difference, like Zoe mentioned, is that the battery count is far lower. There's probably about half as many batteries as before, which is still far more than I've ever had in any of my other robots that I've worked on, but it's a lot more manageable.
I can't wait to see it do a backflip in the cage again. That's my favorite part, is when it can flip. And that's my favorite part about Mammoth too, is watching it do its flips throughout the air. It's so fun, and Stack has not gotten a chance to experience that yet, and I think he's gonna have a lot of fun.
Tomorrow night, that's the hope.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the experience can just skip this event. You know, I mean, the flip is cool, but the stress that I have immediately beforehand.
Hey, I just drive the mini bot, alright? I don't have to worry about it. You guys gotta figure out how to make the robot flip, and I just make sure to stay out of the way or nudge you into place.
Zoe's like, it's just cool to see. I don't have to worry.
It's a beautiful sight when it's actually, mid-flip, but the seconds beforehand where it's in possibly the worst position ever against any of the robots, where I pretty much just have to pull the trigger the right direction, and it's all fine. But, if I do it the wrong direction, which wouldn't be the first time, then we might just explode. Depending on how the opponents keep it. It definitely is a cool sight, but it brings me great stress at the same time.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so that was Pick Your Champion. Our final segment that we have is our listener mailbag.
Please leave your message after the tone.
We have a couple additional questions for you that come from listeners that put them onto our Discord in the mailbag section. If you want to ask a question of a future guest, please join our Discord using our LinkedIn. We have a invite link in our LinkedIn, or not our LinkedIn. Why am I saying LinkedIn? Linktree. We have an invite to our Discord there where you can join, and we have a mailbag channel where you can ask guests questions. Our first one comes from Michael Cross from Stag Beetlebot. He would like to know the origin of your team name. Where did the team name Honeycracked come from?
It came from my brain and me really wanting Growing Stems to have a combat team, and I knew that if I submitted it for approval with a really cool name, that, they had to say, yes, we'll support this. Also, the first time I answered this question on a podcast, I don't know when, but also I was confused then about what cracked meant in video games, and I thought that I was wrong when I said the name, because it's Honeycracked, like, oh, we're really good at what we're doing. And then when I answered the question back then, I thought, oh, I was wrong though, because when you play Fortnite and they say like their shield is cracked and stuff, it means that they're doing like they're hit or whatever. But no, it does mean you're really good. So that's kind of where the name kind of came from, is me sitting in the car to Cody on the way home from July 2021 going, this needs to be a thing. We need an actual like team name, and we need shirts, and we need like we need a name. And I go, how does Honeycracked sound? And he was like, he didn't really respond to me because he was driving, and I think I was just like, maybe I'll come up with something better. I did not come up with something better, and it became Honeycracked.
Well, to give a little bit of background as well, because why Honeycracked and has to sound good is our FRC team name is the Robo Bees, based off of that program. So our FRC team has been the Robo Bees. Our FTC teams are like the Pollinators, the Swarm. It's all been bee themed. And so when she was trying to come up with a team name to put in front of the board, which is all bee themed team names, it had to be some sort of relation. So that kind of adds to the little bit of the backstory of Honeycracked.
Cool.
It's also why our building is named The Hive.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. That's really cool. Going off of that, Jake Hoffman would like to know, of Maximizer fame, how is Swagmore a bee name?
Okay,
all right, Jake.
Jake knows this, and also I'm surprised that he hung on to Swagmore so much, considering we've had a robot named Chicken Nugget Machine.
I actually had one competition where I was in the stands for a bit watching a match, and the people around me noticed the Honeycracked shirt and were asking some questions for a bit. And then they also were just like, but what's with Swagmore? Swagmore needs to be bee-themed. Like, what's wrong with you? I was suddenly being attacked by the audience on my wrongly named robot, which, I guess to answer that question, or the question of the source though, because it did come from somewhere, it was just a name that was assigned to me on a Discord server at random. I don't even know who came up with the name.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't tell me who assigned me that name on the server. But that's what I ended up going with. And for that reason, I almost also was going to name a robot Gucci at one point, but that one didn't actually come
yes,
through.
he joined a robot server, and he had a channel for Flightless, which was his combat robot, and all of a sudden the name was like, he had like Cody Graham Flightless, and then all of a sudden his name some other day was Cody Graham Flightless Swagmore, and then it was Flightless Swagmore Gucci, and there just kept being iterations on his name.
So I will tell you, and all of the people here on as hosts on our Discord channel will let you know that the moderators and controllers of a Discord server can change your name to whatever they want it to be. So they can go into your settings and change your name to whatever they want it to be. So that is how it happened. One of the moderators saw your name and wanted it to be something different.
Yeah, so I don't actually know who originally defined that name. But that is what the name of the robot became, and then that pattern stopped as the audience started making fun of me for not having a B-theme name.
So, again, I'm going to murder his last name because I always do. Kokoto Mane. Sorry, Kokoto. I always murder your last name, and I don't know why my brain won't stick to how it's pronounced. Kokoto Mane would like to know, and you guys already saw this question, exactly how many bots does Team Honeycracked have?
Exactly?
Well,
More than 20. I can't...
We were talking about this before recording.
Do mini bots count separate?
Well, sure. Yes.
Oh, man.
And at this event alone, 11.
Wow. That's crazy. Christine Gibber from the Outside the Box podcast would like to know when Beedrill.
So, if there's another iteration, such as the robot like Energizer or Mareep or, Minen and Plusle, that family all stems from the same robot. And if I do another black and yellow version, I want to name it Beedrill. I think Energizer, I picked Energizer originally because Minen and Plusle are positive and negative, and Energizer's a battery.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, Energizer. And I completely, the other night, I think at 2 a.m, I posted in Discord, our little Discord server. It was like, I should have named it Beedrill.
Yeah, hold on. How have I gotten a hard time about Swagmore? And there hasn't been more of a deal about you going with Minen and Plusle and not having a Beedrill.
Hey, that is not just a Honeycracked.
Defective bot.
Yeah, that is a TDHC robot.
All right,
Cody.
fine.
It is a combo bot. But also, yes, we don't force anybody to have a B-themed name. We highly encourage it. But, like I said, we did have a robot named Chicken Nugget Machine.
There was also Boris the Spider.
Yes.
Ref Gwen McGuire. Ref Gwen McGuire. Sorry, Gwen. Ref Gwen McGuire would like to know, are there any plans in the works for more events down in Maryland?
Yes, definitely. I would love to host more events. We are working on building a 3-pound cage. We have a trailer, actually, that we got donated to our team. We are working on building a 3-pound cage on that trailer so we can take it to somewhere that is not our shop to host events. Currently, we host Antweight events that are in-house for our Antweight program. We held Hive Hysteria over the summer, which was so much fun for 12-pound robots. Next summer, the hope is that we have a 12 and a 3-pound cage so we can host an event that is both weight classes, but we'll see. Our plan is to host events in the future, and we want people to come to the Hive and see what we're all about and have fun.
Okay, cool. Luke Stengel from Behind the Bots. I'm going to choose one of the 2 questions that he asked, but are there any ways that fans can support your program?
So, if you're in Maryland and you want to be a part of Team Honeycracked, or you want to, you have kids who want to learn about robots, you can always join one of our programs, and that's a great way to support us. And also you get a benefit out of it of learning about robots, or being on Team Honeycracked, or, just being at the Hive. We also do have a website, growingstems.org, where if you would like, you can donate to our organization, and that helps us keep the lights on, buy equipment for our various programs. It can help students who may not be able to, we have a fee, student dues, to be in our programs, and so donating also helps us kind of offset some of those costs a little bit. So you can always donate, tell people about us. It helps us get sponsors, so there's a lot of different ways. And if you have any questions, our website, growingstems.org, does have an email that you can go and you can ask questions or reach out to us.
Very cool.
We are a federally recognized 501c3 nonprofit, so any donations are tax deductible, both personal or corporate. So if you're a corporation or a business and you want to sponsor us, I'll put your name on the back of our shirts.
That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, well, anyone listening, if you would like to help out Team Honeycracked, go to the STEMS website and donate, because it's an amazing program, and we've seen so many cool bots come out of it. Someone that you guys are very familiar with, Brandon Bennett Young, asked if you could choose one innovation to your robots that you're most proud or most impactful, what would it be?
I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to talk about the hub motors.
Okay. Basically, that's the question. Like, it's not being selfish. That's the question. Like,
well, I just recently I worked with Innovative Designs, and I got a hub motor that I've been working on for over a year at this point, in the Mine and Implusal Energizer platform, and now it's in Paradox and B-Force in a larger motor format. I got the parts custom made, so I don't have to do all the work of getting it, like taking a motor and sacrificing parts from it and getting it all worked out. And I got to run it yesterday for the first time, and it is running so smoothly. And I felt my year of iteration and testing and design just all come together, and I'm super proud of it. And to me, this event really kind of shows all that work that I've been putting into it by having a robot in each weight class that is running that hub motor that I've been working on for so long. And it makes me super proud of myself, because I don't think that before doing combat that I would have had the knowledge or even the skills to be able to do something like that. So it's not only like, oh, I made this really cool thing. It's I have the skills to make this really cool thing now.
Right.
So I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, I would be too. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it in action this weekend. That's going to be really cool.
I think that's a really cool thing. I love little details like that. I am doubly going to be cheering on those robots now knowing that little detail and looking out for those operating so smoothly and so nicely. That's really awesome, Zoe.
Yeah, very cool. And then the last question that I have is from Tony Clifton, and it is a Tony Clifton question. Tony Clifton would like to know, do you have plans for a Winnie the Pooh bot, and can it please be named Poobot?
I really don't want to name any of our robots Poobot, because that makes it sound like it's bad.
No. It's like, you know how Winnie the Pooh loves honey, and like that honey comes from bees. It's just a bee-themed robot. There's nothing strange or different about the name.
We'll let Stack have that robot.
Oh, you're right. Stack would be the perfect driver for Poobot.
For Poobot.
Thanks, guys.
No problem.
You're welcome,
This
Stack.
could really excel with it.
Hey, you build it, I'll drive it. I mean,
I'll
all my
build
robots
plenty
are
of
Poobot.
robots. I don't have time to drive them all, so.
I'll follow up on that question. If you could give Poobot a weapon, what weapon was Poobot?
Yeah, Stack, what weapon does your robot have?
Yeah, Zach,
I just said you gotta build it, so.
Yeah, but you can tell me what goes on it.
Ooh.
Don't make it extra hard to build just because I'm building it, though.
Well, yeah, that's what I have to do. I don't know. I want. So I'm gonna say you're really happy about your hub motor. I want a 30-pound hub motor, but I want it like a single 30-pound hub motor, not like B-Force where it's 2. I want the single, massive.
Oh, I'll just give you a B-Force with an extra fat weapon.
No, I want a bigger motor.
You gotta have a weapon, and the weapon is just 2 piglets. I don't know, just cut that out. It just uses piglet as a.
I don't know
It
why,
has
but I
to be
feel like
really
it has to be a
big.
ranged
So I can put a
weapon.
big motor in it, but make the weapon useless.
Oh,
It's like a plant 30, right? Like we put a really big PLA weapon on it. You can hit something once.
And
hey, if I hit it hard
once.
enough, once is all you need.
See, I was picturing just a shell spinner that is shaped in the shape of like a honey pot. So it's just spinning a honey pot.
Yeah.
Sort of like a reskinned your burger robot. I can't think what its name was.
Bugsby. Yeah.
Bugsby. Yeah. A reskinned Bugsby, but it looks like a honey pot. There's Boobot.
There's like the TikTok or whatever where it had the glitter coming out of it. Instead of glitter, it's honey. Do you think if I ask really nicely that they'll let me put honey in the cage?
No.
feel
Definitely
like
not.
we would
Not.
have something to say about that one.
Yeah, they would have an issue with that.
But that TikTok is one of my faves.
Okay, so that is all we have. We want to thank all three of you so much for coming on and talking to us. We're huge fans, and we just love everything you do. The STEM program, your mentoring, your robots, everything. So we're always so excited to see you compete. And you guys are not only amazing competitors, but you're amazing builders that we never have any issue with. You're just great. So. I want to thank you for being on the program and answering our questions and speaking to us. It was very cool.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Thank you. I don't know what that was.
Let's go, Poobah.
Yeah, let's go, Poobah. We're looking forward to that one. So as we close up, remember to go to our link tree, link.tr Havoc Rundown. And you will find all of our links there, including our link to our new merch store where you can get a t-shirt. So go and check that out. We'll have some stickers and QR codes on Saturday for that as well. But we are going to be closing up right now, closing up this episode, and I'm just rambling at this point. Sorry. And that, my fellow bot enthusiasts, wraps up another thrilling episode of Havoc Rundown. We talked to Team Honeycracked, asked them a couple questions, found out what makes them tick, and talked about the October 26, 2024 event and the bots that we are looking forward to that are going to be competing. Before we sign off, massive shout out to our incredible listeners. Your passion for robot combat fuels the gears of this podcast, and we're grateful for each and every one of you. As we power down for now, remember to subscribe, rate, and leave your comments. Let us know your favorite moments from today's episode and share your thoughts on the world of robot combat. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for more electrifying interviews, behind-the-scenes insights, and the latest from the National Havoc Robot League. Until next time, this is a Pick Control crew signing off from the Havoc Rundown. Keep the sparks flying and may your gears always turn in your favor. Everyone say goodbye to our listeners.
Farewell, gamers.
Bye.